that boom, boom, boom.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's the star of our show, direct from the bar,
PB.
Thank you. What is going on out there, peeps? There's quite a few things going on in Iraq that I find very interesting. One of them is this here is Maliki. Maliki is the Iranian-backed politician with a lot of power. He's been very sick. He's been hospitalized. If this man passes, this will affect Iran's grip on Iraq tremendously. Now, it won't give it up altogether, but he is their stronghold over there in Iraq. He's been the main figure in Iraq's politician now for quite some time, thanks to Iran. At one time, he wanted to be the next Saddam Hussein. He tried to consolidate all the power in Iraq, and it just didn't work out for him. When ISIS invaded Iraq, he was thrown under the bus by his own generals. The generals said that Maliki told him to stand down and allow ISIS to come into Iraq to create a caliphate. In other words, he wanted to turn Iraq into an Islamic state, but it didn't work out. Anyways, let's cover these things and get into this, shall we? Before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. So consistently, over at least the last week and a half, the US dollar has devalued against the Iraqi dinar. But not enough for everybody to get excited and write home to. But the fact that it's devaluing is good for the strengthening of the Iraqi dinar. The exchange rate for the US dollar compared to the Iraqi dinar remained stable on Monday in Baghdad and slightly rose in the capital of Kurdistan region of Iraq and Erbil. US dollar exchange rate remained stable in Baghdad stock exchanges, reaching 1,398 dinars for every dollar. So it has slowly but surely been losing its value against the Iraqi dinar. This number right here, these are the numbers of dinars you get for every US dollar. You want that to continue to drop. You want to see that disappear. You want to see it go down to 1,100, 1,000, 900, 800. The more that happens, the more valuable your Iraqi dinar is. Now, economically, this is good. Iraq tapped into Saudi's known regional trade route. For those of you who don't know, that Saudi Arabia has already started, and they plan on creating this huge city that goes right between this desert here for hundreds of miles. People would live in this thing, and it would provide everything for them. It's supposed to be 100% electronic. It's supposed to be a place of paradise, but it sounds to me more like a prison. The newly piloted trade corridor connecting Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and Iraq is set to enhance Iraqi's position as a key player in a regional commerce. The project, led by the Port of Nome in coordination with the Logistics Private Sector Engagement Council, successfully completed its first shipment to Erbil. The project, led by the Port of Nome in coordination with the Logistics Private Sector Engagement Council, successfully completed its first shipment to Erbil, marking a major step in advancing cross-border trade. So what this did was cut down delivery by half the time it usually takes by using this route. Again, this is good news for the economy in Iraq. The pilot shipment began in Cairo, moved through Egypt's port, crossed the Red Sea to the Port of Nome in Saudi Arabia, and then continued overland to Erbil in northern Iraq. Spanning over 900 kilometers, the route cuts transit time by over half compared to the traditional shipping lanes. By linking Iraq with the integrated high-speed logistics network, the corridor supports smoother cargo flows and strengthens the country's ties with markets across Asia, Africa, and Europe. It also positions Iraq as a vital inland connection point in the growing regional supply chain. So this is outstanding for Iraq to be able to tap into and get aboard with these people. Again, we're talking about a stronger economy, more jobs. Speaking of, Iraq approves new export routes and business reforms. Iraq's Ministerial Council for Economy took significant strides on Monday to bolster national industries and streamline businesses, approving a series of measures aimed at strengthening the country's economic footing. Remember, I told you, look, despite the fact that al-Sudani is part of the coordinating framework and is an Iranian-backed politician, he really appears to be doing what he can for the Iraqi people. In a major boost for Iraqi industry, the council approved a request from the Ministry of Industry to allow the Baghdad Petrochemical Refinery Company to export oxidized asphalt through the Tribel border crossing, opening the new avenue for international trade and revenue. Yeah, they definitely need more revenue from non-oil exports. Further enhancing Iraq's appeal to international partners, the Council also approved the recommendation to simplify procedures for foreign companies. The move exempts, well, when they say simplify, that means cut out as many people they need to bribe as possible, is what it really means. The move exempts firms involved in supplies and consulting contracts from the requirement of opening a local branch, reducing bureaucracy, and making it easier to do business in the country. I hope so, because people get tired of spending so much money just bribing the necessary people to get things accomplished there. The meeting, chaired by Hussein, also addressed the crucial issue of national economic integration. A permanent committee will be formed, including representatives from the federal government and the Kurdistan region, to unify customs tariffs and procedures across all of Iraq's border crossings, promoting seamless trade nationwide. Discussions also centered on improving the overall business environment, with the Council affirming its commitment to implementing reforms that simplify procedures, update legislation, and embrace digital technology. These coordinated decisions underscore a determined effort by the Iraqi government to create a more robust, unified, and attractive economy for both domestic and international enterprises. This is great news. This is really going to be a big boost for the Iraqi economy. But this is, as much as this is bad news, this is good news too. Look at Iraq Civil Defense closed nearly 5,000 buildings for safety violations. Good, rebuild the buildings. Iraq Civil Defense Directorate announced today, Monday, the closure of 5,000 buildings and projects that do not meet essential safety standards. See, before what happened is it would be corrupt. They would pay off the people who's supposed to do the inspections to make sure things are safe. They would just bribe these people and they would sign off crap that should not be signed off. The move comes as part of a widespread campaign to enforce compliance across Baghdad and other governments. Great move by Iraq. Now look, Maliki's been sick and he's been hospitalized. If this man dies, do you understand this is one of the main grips that Iran has in Iraq? This would definitely weaken Iran's grip on Iraq if this man passes away. A medical source reported that the head of the state of coalition, Maliki, was transferred to the hospital after suffering a mild heart attack. The source said that Maliki was transferred to a hospital in Baghdad, and he is now lying in the private ward in a hospital. He added that Maliki will enter the operating room for an urgent cauterization operation and to prevent deterioration of his health condition. I am more than positive that a ton of people in Iraq are hoping this guy kicks over. Now, to show you that there is a lot of pressure while he's sick by the U.S. pressure mossed popular mobilization law to the next preliminary session. So the Popular Mobilization Group are huge supporters controlled by Maliki. So already there's a squeeze going on in there. Obstacles to passing the new amendments to the Popular Mobilization Law are increasing amid deep internal division and a declared American rejection, prompting the deportation of the law to the next parliamentary session. An informed political source revealed to the news that the Popular Mobilization Law, which was scheduled to be voted on during the current parliamentary session, will be deported due to continuing differences between political forces, essentially within the Shiite component, over the structure of the crowd and its future roles. No, these are the right-hand arms of the Iranian politicians to help keep things in line. So getting rid of them would help the Iraqi people out big time. Look at Washington renews the warning against the legislation of the Popular Mobilization Law, strengthens Iran's influence, and threatens Iraq's sovereignty. So look, Trump's aware of what's going on. If Maliki dies, this is going to be a great time for Iraqi people to take back their country. I'm telling you, things are really looking up for the people of Iraq and for Iraq, period. Anyways, let me know what you think. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out.